Recording in progress.
Hello, good morning. If you are watching this video in the morning, good afternoon. If you are watching it in the afternoon, and good evening if you are watching it in the evening session. My name is Engineer Wasil Oyedepo. I'm the founder and lead tutor for Future Today Tech Hub. Today we want to continue our discussion on website development, and we'll be continuing our discussion on some of the HTML elements. Today, we want to discuss about the HTML meta tag. What do you mean by the HTML meta tag? If you look at my screen, you see the meta tag on line 14, on line 4, on line 5. So what do we mean by this HTML meta tag? The meta tag defines metadata about an HTML document. The metadata is data, information about data. So metadata tags always go inside the head. If you look at line 3 here, we have the head element. That's the opening of the head element. And on line 9, we have the closing of the head element. So on line 4 and 5, which are inside the head element, we have two metadata that are there. So what we use these metadata to do is that we typically use them to specify the character set, the page description, keywords, author of the document, and viewpoint settings. So there are different metadata for all what I've mentioned, like the character set. That is the one we have on line 4. Then we also have the page description. We use another metadata for that. We use another metadata for keywords. And we also use another metadata for the author of the document and also for viewpoint. For the one we have on line 5 is a metadata that we are using for viewpoints. Now, you may want to ask, are these metadata going to be displayed by the browser? No. The metadata will not be displayed on the page, but is a machine passable. That is, it is the computer that is reading your HTML file that is going to use it. So it's a back-end tool that is being used by the computer. So metadata is used by browsers to know how to display the content or reload pages. The search engine also uses it when it is searching for keywords. And the other web services also use it. So there is a method to let web designers take control over the viewpoints. That is, how much the user's visible area of a web page. So this is done through the metadata tag, which we call the viewpoint. So if you look at line 5, you have metadata, and the name of that metadata is viewpoint. Understand me? So this viewpoint, if you go, it goes ahead and say content. Width is equal to device width. initial scale is equal to 1.0. So what you are using this to do is that you are using it to tell the browser how much of the browser page that the viewer can see. And this is used to control the dynamic viewing of a page. That is, if you view a page on a laptop and you view the same page on a mobile device, because the screen are different, the screen sizes are different. That is why we use this viewpoint. If they are not there, which you can try yourself, if you load the page on a laptop and you load it on a mobile device, the way the page will respond will be different. So the amount of what the viewer will see if you load it on a larger screen will be different from what they will see if you load it on a smaller screen. But if this is put there, then it will become dynamic and you can actually view it in a very good in a very good proportion. So some of the browsers, most of the browsers support this metadata, like Google Chrome and Mozilla and things like that. Now, let us go to, so that is the metadata on line 5. It is used basically for you to dynamically control the way, the amount of what the viewer will see when they are viewing your web page on a large screen as well as on a small screen. So that if you put it that way, then they will be able to see virtually the same thing. Now, let us also go to line 4, which is another metadata, which is called chart set. So what we mean by chart set is that it is the character setting. It specifies the character encoding for the HTML document. This UTF-8 that you see there is actually a character setting. The character set, the chart set attribute specify the character encoding for the HTML document. So if you are using HTML5, the specification the specification encourages web developers to use the ATF-H character set, which covers almost all of the characters and symbols in the word. So this UTF-H is a specification for HTML5. So if you use it, virtually all the characters that we have known in the world and symbols are covered by this. And most of the browsers also recognizes it. So this is just a bit of what what the metadata are used for. And just a recap, metadata are used to specify the metadata of data, and they are used by the machine. So they're a back-end tool that is being used by your browser, by your search engine, and other web services. And like I said, we have different types of metadata. But in this lecture, we have looked at just two, the metadata character set, and the metadata viewpoint. Like I said, the metadata character set is used to define the type of characters and symbols that you want to use. And for HTML5 and above, the UTF-8 has been specified, and it is because it is all-encompassing. And the metadata viewpoint is used for you to dynamically control the way your web page respond to the different sizes of the machine that you are using to view it. If you are using a laptop, the viewer should be able to see as much content. Also, if you are using a handheld device, the user should be able to see as much content. Or if you remove this metadata viewpoint, they will be seeing different things. They will not be seeing in the same type of things. The ratio at which it will be displayed will be different. So I want to say a very big thank you for you to watching this short video. We will expect questions in the chat box, and they will also respond. We will be treating more of the elements, the HTML element, in the next video. Thank you very much.